An aneurysm can be a bulging section or a ballooning effect of an artery. So let me offer you my advice for exercising if you know you have one. Hi everyone and welcome to Exercise for Health. I'm Richard and today I'm going to provide exercise advice for people that have an aneurysm. If you're new to this channel, we offer tips, advice and exercises each week to help you manage your health condition with physical activity. So go ahead and tap the subscribe button below and the bell icon if you want to be notified of when we upload a new video. So the two most common types of aneurysms are an intracranial aneurysm, which shows up like a small balloon of an artery in the brain, and an aortic aneurysm, which is a bulging or swelling of the largest artery in the body that carries oxygenated blood away from the heart to the rest of the body. The two most common locations for this excessive dilation are the thoracic region near the heart and the abdominal region before the artery forks into the iliac arteries that supply blood to the legs. Inherently, an aneurysm causes an increased risk for a rupture of the artery wall because the larger it is, the thinner and weaker the artery wall becomes, making it more susceptible to dissection. However, it is possible to maintain some form of activity with one. The most important aspect for reducing the risk of a rupture of the artery, which can be life-threatening, is to ensure that your blood pressure is very well controlled. You're probably aware that systolic blood pressure rises during physical activity, so if the resting blood pressure is already high, this increase will undoubtedly place a bigger risk to the artery wall of the aneurysm during exercise. So above all, check your blood pressure regularly and ensure that you take any prescribed medications for it. If you can, it would also be good to check your blood pressure during exercise using a suitable wrist monitor to make sure that the systolic reading doesn't rise above 160 millimeters of mercury. Although we don't know for sure how physical activity affects aneurysms, we do know that exercise helps with some of the major risk factors for them, such as high blood pressure, obesity and inflammation, and it may even slow the growth of the aneurysm. In addition, if you have Marfan syndrome, a genetic disorder of the body's connective tissues, then you should get individual advice from your doctor or physician, as they'll be able to guide you on what physical activity would be appropriate specifically for you. But I am aware that you shouldn't do any competitive or contact sports. If you're not used to being active or you have an intracranial aneurysm, then starting simple by trying to move more by walking to the shops, taking the stairs, parking further away from your venue and potting around the garden will all add up to being more active without overdoing it. Anything that promotes movement without placing too much stress on the body will be good, including Tai Chi, stretching and balance exercises. If you're used to being active, then investigate the possibility of joining a cardiac rehab program near you, or find out if your local gym has an exercise specialist who can prescribe you with safe and effective exercises to do. For aerobic or cardio-based exercise, certainly don't exercise at a high intensity, but moderate intensity exercise where you feel a little bit breathless should be okay for aortic aneurysms, such as swimming, light cycling or brisk walking. For strength or resistance-based exercise, this should be avoided for intracranial aneurysms, but it will be okay for aortic aneurysms providing the load is not too heavy, so about 40 to 50% of what your maximum lift could be. Therefore, start with a light to moderate effort and avoid the Valsalva maneuver associated with heavy lifting or excessive straining, ensuring that you breathe with the movement. For any exercise that you participate in, gradually increase your pace and time spent being active, so start low and go slow. Always warm up and cool down at an easy pace before and after exercise for a long time period of at least 10 minutes. And it's a good idea to keep the rate of perceived exertion scale in your head to monitor how you're feeling while exercising. For intracranial aneurysms, sticking to a 3 to 5 on this 0 to 10 scale will be sufficient, and for aortic aneurysms, working at a 4 to a 6 should be safe. However, there will always be that element of risk, so take the advice of your cardiologist, doctor or physician on what is appropriate for you, especially if you have other associated cardiovascular conditions. Remember, managing your blood pressure and keeping it under control is key to exercising with an aneurysm. And if you want to know what exercises you can do without pushing the blood pressure up too high, then I've done a couple of videos on this topic which you can watch by clicking on the pop-up banner up here, and I'll also leave links in the description below. I'll place a summary on the screen now for exercising with an aneurysm, so be sure to keep yours monitored regularly in case you need to make any adjustments to your physical activity in terms of its type or intensity. It's also good to know that from the various studies on this topic, it appears that the risk of growth or rupture of the aneurysm as a direct result of exercise would be less than 1 in 5,000, therefore very, very low. If you want more information on exercising with an aneurysm, then I'll leave a link in the description below to a really good journal published on this topic. But I hope you can take something away from this video today. If so, please give it a like by clicking the thumbs up button below to help this channel grow so more people can benefit from it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay active, keep moving, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video today, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click here to subscribe to this channel or click here to watch a recent video. See you soon.